Today we're covering how to scrape Zillow real estate data using Python and proxies. Zillow is the dominant real estate platform in the United States. Zillow is the dominant real estate platform in the United States, hosting data on over 100 million properties, including listings, price estimates called Zestimates, tax records and transaction histories. For real estate investors, analysts and prop tech companies, this data is invaluable for market analysis, property valuation and investment decisions. Extracting it at scale means navigating Zillow's increasingly sophisticated anti-scraping protections. Proxies are essential here because Zillow uses multiple layers of anti-bot protection. It tracks request volume per IP and blocks addresses that exceed normal browsing patterns. Client-side JavaScript checks for automation tools and unusual browser environments. Suspicious traffic triggers reCAPTCHA challenges. Property details load asynchronously and require JavaScript execution. Zillow's internal APIs also use authentication tokens that expire and rotate. Rotating residential or mobile proxies ensure your requests come from legitimate ISP-assigned IP addresses that Zillow can't easily distinguish from real home buyers. Zillow exposes property data through several channels: search results pages that show listings matching location and filter criteria, individual property pages with detailed information for specific addresses, and internal API endpoints that serve the JSON data powering dynamic page content. The most reliable approach combines search page scraping for discovery with API endpoint scraping for detailed data. Building the scraper involves 5 steps. First, you configure a proxy-enabled session with the appropriate headers and authentication. Second, you search properties by location using Zillow's internal search API, which returns paginated JSON results. Third, you parse the property data from those results, extracting fields like price, address, bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage. Fourth, you fetch detailed information for individual properties using their unique ZIMITI identifiers. Fifth, you run the complete pipeline to collect, deduplicate, and store the results. For request pacing, space requests 3 to 7 seconds apart on search pages, wait 5 to 10 seconds between detail page fetches, add longer pauses of 15 to 30 seconds when switching between locations, and keep total requests under 500 per day per IP address. Cookie and session management. Zillow sets tracking cookies on initial page loads. Always visit the home page or a search page first to establish a valid cookie session before making API calls. When Zillow serves a CAPTCHA, back off and retry with a different proxy IP. Attempting to solve CAPTCHAs programmatically adds complexity and cost. With quality residential proxies, CAPTCHAs should be rare. You can compare property prices, rental yields, and appreciation trends across markets. You can find comparable properties to establish fair market values, track days on market and price reduction patterns to identify buyers or sellers' markets, aggregate school ratings and price distributions by zip code, and monitor Zestimate changes for owned properties over time. So, when scaling up, distribute requests across a large pool of rotating proxies. Run scraping during off-peak hours when detection may be less aggressive. Use PostgreSQL or MongoDB for efficient storage and deduplication. When track previously scraped properties by ZP end, only fetch new or updated listings. Break large metro areas into smaller zip code searches for more complete coverage. On legal considerations, Zillow's terms of use prohibit scraping. The data may include copyrighted content such as property descriptions and photos. MLS data shown on Zillow has its own licensing restrictions. Fair Housing Act considerations also apply to how you use housing data. Use scraped real estate data responsibly and consult legal professionals before deploying commercial scraping operations. Zillow provides access to one of the richest real estate datasets available, enabling sophisticated market analysis and investment research. Combining API-based extraction with HTML parsing creates a resilient scraper that adapts to Zillow's evolving page structure. Your proxy infrastructure is the critical factor. Residential and mobile proxies provide the IP legitimacy needed to sustain high-volume scraping without blocks. That's everything for today. Check out our other guides at dataresearchtools.com for more on related topics. Until next time, take care.